The district attorney and Avon police confirming that homicide investigation tonight. Let's take you to the scene. Police spent the evening investigating the crime scene at the home on Nichols Avenue. Friends and neighbors say the husband was inconsolable in the street as police arrived and the scene was roped off. We have spoken to many people who know them, and all of them say they are the nicest family. Many people just heartbroken and shocked. Friends of the family came to the police department to try to support this family.
Today, we will be in Avon, Massachusetts, a very small town of around 5,000 people located around 20 miles south of the big city of Boston. On the 40 block of Nichols Avenue, a husband and father had received a series of erratic calls from his family that would prompt him to leave work early. As Yvonne Joseph made his way to the home, nothing could have prepared him for what he saw when he entered his house. He would tragically find his wife and the mother of his children laying face down in the kitchen, surrounded by a gruesome scene. He immediately tried to check for a pulse on the woman that he loved, but sadly, he was not able to find one. Yvonne at the same time had called 911 while in a state of shock and disbelief as to what he was witnessing. He would also inform authorities that the family's white 2024 Nissan Pathfinder was also missing from the family driveway. Authorities would soon gather more information, and the alleged suspect was closer than anyone could have imagined. 53-year-old Astrid Joseph and her husband Yvonne Joseph had been sharing their life together for over 3 decades since they met in college. Both attended Northeastern University in Boston, where she received her bachelor's degree in communication in 1995. From that point, she worked as a product specialist before ultimately obtaining her master's of science degree from Boston University in health communications. For over 2 decades, she worked at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center as an IRB administrator and continued learning more things to advance her career. Besides sharing her life with her husband, she also was the proud mother of 2 boys that meant the world to her. Astrid, as a person, was described as a remarkable individual who always challenged herself to gain more knowledge so that she could be great at what she did. She was just truly a wonderful person that was kind, warm, and loving. No one who knew her or had contact with her had a bad thing to say about her because she was always there to support others, her community, and especially her kids. Her 2 boys meant everything to her, and she was so proud to be their mother. But recently, things for the family had become a little strained after one of her sons, 23-year-old Thadeus Joseph, expressed that he was dealing with anxiety and had thoughts of self-harm. For any mother, this would be a concerning revelation, and I'm sure she wanted to do anything and everything to support him. According to Yvonne, Thadeus was suffering from some kind of mental health issue, but that also it was undiagnosed. Sadly, something for Thadeus then took a terrible turn on Tuesday, March 4, 2025, and he would take that day off from work to allegedly focus on his mental health. Meanwhile, while Yvonne was at work that day, he would receive a series of erratic calls from the family home that were cause for concern. This is when he decided to leave work early and go home to check on things. Once he arrived at the house and went inside, he would find his loving wife on the ground in the kitchen, lying in blood without a pulse. Astrid appeared to have been punctured in the head, also in the cheek. Yvonne immediately called 911, and when they arrived, they found Astrid unalive with a bloody carving knife next to her body.
Investigators say at around 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, a family member called 911 after returning home and finding the 53-year-old woman unresponsive. She was lying on the floor of the home on Nichols Ave with visible injuries and what looked like signs of a struggle, according to police. She was pronounced on scene.
One of the family cars was missing out of the driveway, and Thadeus was also missing too. Apparently, before Yvonne left work earlier that day, his son was still at the house, but when he came home, to the disturbing discovery, he was nowhere to be found. Police quickly wanted to find Thadeus and would immediately start searching for him. It would be an intense 3-hour search, and then the car, the white Nissan Pathfinder, was called in by the Braintree Police Department at the South Shore Plaza Mall. Police would descend inside the mall, and sure enough, Thadeus Joseph was found and arrested without incident.
Let's take another look at that exclusive video from Sky Ranger over the scene of that man in handcuffs after he was arrested with the help of Braintree police at South Shore Plaza at around 8 o'clock last night. He was being transferred to the custody of Avon police for questioning overnight.
However, once they got him to the police station, the 23-year-old became extremely uncooperative and sarcastic towards officers, according to authorities. At certain points, Thadeus tried to lick police officer and made vulgar comments to a female officer, law officials reported. He also peed on the floor and destroyed property inside of the police station. Then he allegedly confessed to the crime against his mother, saying, "All I had to do was unalive my mom, and then this is it."
Being charged on docket 2555 CR222 with 1 count of murder.
22-year-old Thadeus Joseph told his family 5 days ago he felt anxious and could hurt himself. The Avon family home yesterday turned into a crime scene. Thadeus is accused of fatally stabbing his mother, 53-year-old Astrid Joseph, in the kitchen of their Nichols Avenue home.
Lying face down with her head turned to the side inside of a pantry door. There was a pool of blood on the floor next to her head and a carving knife.
Defense attorney Neil Madden.
There's been some questions about mental health issues and other things.
Court papers say Thadeus's father, Eval Joseph, received an alarming call from his wife just after noontime yesterday.
The phone sounded as if it was on speaker, and he heard the defendant say, "I have your phone." He then heard his wife respond saying, "I'm your mother, give me the phone." The phone then disconnected.
Friends in court showing support.
It's tough, very tough to hear that. And the family's going through some things, and
Did you want to show support to Thadeus, or
it's a family. It's a family, and it's a tragedy.
Police accused the defendant of spitting, throwing things, and he allegedly said this.
"This is so funny. All I had to do was kill my mom, and then this is it. Is that stomp her face in?"
Family friends are hoping for mental health help for Thadeus.
Loved ones expressed that Astrid was a cherished daughter, sibling, wife, mother, friend, community servant, and everyone's favorite photographer, whose kindness, warmth, and unwavering love touched so many lives. One loved one wrote, "There are some extraordinary individuals you will encounter in your lifetime who will have a profound impact, more than those you consider family. And for me, that exceptional person was Astrid. Her very existence left a lasting impression on so many, and she definitely did not deserve to lose her life in the manner she did. This tragedy has left her husband completely destroyed, losing the love of his life. The person he made a vow to and spent over 30 plus years with was snatched away from him by the child that they made out of their love story. There is so much he had to deal with losing his wife and now trying to navigate his feelings towards his son who committed a horrible crime. Then, let's not forget, there is another younger son who has also lost so much because of his brother's alleged actions. Such a beautiful family forever torn apart and a community forever shattered by what took place. Astrid was a true definition of a difference maker, and her life surely mattered. My thoughts and prayers are with her husband, son, and all who love and care for such a wonderful person. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke, things change quickly.